Good morning. Good morning.
On it.
How you making out, brother?
I'm good, brother. We go with you.
I'm good. I'm good. We helping you out, dog?
Looking at the gaps y'all was talking about, and like how Mike said, to just study the shit, and it's like starting to make sense. But I see what we talking about on the monthly chart. Tesla closed below 270 is at 263 right now. So
We gotta.
yeah,
We,
the play he talking about, I like see it coming into place.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch them. We got one more day on this monthly candle, so I thought it was gonna be over Friday, but
Oh,
tomorrow,
one more market day as far as
yeah,
Monday will be the last day, all right.
yeah,
But I see on a weekly chart it closed green.
yeah. And if they closed under there, it's because it's still a gap on a weekly.
Yeah.
So, trying to think of the word.
I'm still saying though it is a gap to the upside that could be filled in the the 300th area.
And then what? Yeah, and what it'll do is it'll it'll go close that gap early. So say like we close down there under 275,
Yeah.
it'll run up there and close the gap, and then just
Hmm.
come sell right back off.
Yeah.
It'd be nothing but a wick. Um, I think it's time continuity is what they call it. To where
Okay.
uh, you be having to look at those different charts and don't just stick on one thing. And
Different charts as far as a weekly chart, monthly chart, daily chart.
daily, yeah, because your daily gonna give you your entry to your weekly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your weekly give you your entry to your monthly. So where you get a green week, but that'll just be a fake out because you done looked at the monthly and like, nah, we really supposed to be selling. You done caught two green weeks, and
Yeah.
then they give it all back on that third week. You get what I'm saying?
Right. You can find that green week to get a nice entry
Yeah.
because you know it's about to sell off.
Yep. Yep. So that was something we picked up on. Not yeah, picked up on and
Yeah.
started getting better at doing. 'Cause you're
So
just
do things like when y'all predicting that it sell off, do it usually trade back into the gap before it sell off?
it's all dependent. Because again, if you get a gap on say you get a gap on your daily to the downside, now you like, all right, well, on the daily, we got a gap and it ain't feel like the 3 days we was talking about last week. The
Hmm.
gap don't fill in 3 days, then usually the candles continue to go in the direction that the gap started. So if it was a gap to the downside,
Yeah.
keep on selling all.
All right. That's
So
if it don't fill within 3 days.
in 3 days, yeah.
I think that's what it is, dog.
So again, that's why you want to look at the different charts. So if I see it selling, I see a gap on the daily, and then it sells some more, and then I'll go back to the gap. Now I'm going to look at a weekly and be like, all right, do this make sense? What it's doing on the daily? Then
All
you'll
right.
find those numbers on the weekly and be like, oh, okay, it's probably just trying to get here. When they hit this weekly level, then that's possibly my entry to the upside to go fill that daily gap.
All right. I see what you're talking about.
And then it all makes sense how I'm explaining it to you. I
Yeah.
can come back and be like, taking external liquidity. I don't know if he explained that to you yet.
No,
Taking
he did not yet.
all right. So it's still a play on the gaps. It's just a way to look at it. So he could get into that for you. Um, whenever yeah, he on there. But me and him trade different, but it all work out the same way. Like both of us would be right.
Right.
Cause he trading the what you call him, Mike?
What's that?
I'm trying to think of the name. He got a name for it, bro. But it still play off of the gap. So it's gonna work out. Like you just keep on studying and coming in there, and it'll start making sense, like you already said it's doing for you.
Y'all, you can hear me?
No, I ain't here.
All right, hold up. Let me go by you. You hear me now?
Yeah.
What we got, bro?
I got a little brain fart. What we call the internal explain the internal liquidity going external.
So,
Uh
so
for
your
Hakeem.
internal liquidity is your gaps and your order blocks. Your external liquidity is your swing highs and your swing lows. So when you take out a swing high or a swing low, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna take that liquidity internal, and then you're gonna take that internal liquidity external. I could show it to you on the chart.
Yeah, and the liquidity he's talking about is a
Yeah.
gap.
Okay.
So when you taking it internal and external, he looking for a gap to go be tested or filled, and that's how he reacts to how he gonna get in this trade. So we just have a different approach on trading those gaps that that's not supposed to be there.
All
That's what
right.
we call them money grabs. That's not proper candle movement. So uh, I'm about to give it to him. I mean, I'm here. What we doing, Mike?
Do it. We could do I got it pulled up already if you want me to do it. It don't matter to me, bro.
Okay. It's all about the flow.
All right. Let me see. Sing.
Yeah, this would have been another part if my shit is not loaded up.
All right. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna go to the internal external right now. So why it's hot.
And we were talking about time continuity too before you got on.
Time frame continuity.
Yeah, talking about how it all be going hand in hand, and using the
Y'all
lower time frames to get your entry to the higher time frame.
y'all see the chart?
Uh, yeah,
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 I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Look, this is what I mean by this is a monthly chart, right? So external liquidity. Let me just do this. So your external liquidity is your swing high, right? So I'm gonna put a line right here. This is the swing high,
All right.
right? So before, all the other candles printed and all that, this is your swing high, right? So I'm gonna move it over. Boom. So with this candle, we took out this swing high, right?
All
So
right.
in taking out that swing high, we created a what? A gap. See this gap?
All right. All right. I see it.
So on the way to taking out this swing high right here, Tesla created this gap. Candle 1, 2, 3. Got a gap.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So boom. So we took out this external liquidity. We bought it internal inside this gap. So
All right.
so your internal liquidity is always going to be like a gap or like a mitigation block or order block. And I know we didn't go over that yet, like the
Okay.
mitigation blocks and the order blocks and all that. But right now,
And this gap is significant because it took out the swing high
yes,
that's
sir.
back here that happened. All right.
Yes, sir. So now we took that liquidity and returned it back inside this gap. So basically what the market is what it does on higher time frames like this, the monthly time frame, and it really does it on all time frames, but we on a monthly, we're gonna focus on the monthly. So what the market does is the market is always seeking a form of liquidity. So whether it's internal, be it a gap, or it's external, be it a swing high or a swing low. So you got external liquidity because
And when did this swing high happen?
So this was what? November 2021.
All right.
Hmm.
Yeah. Can't got that up out of there. But then, you got so always view the market as trying to go to either side of a range, right?
All
So
right.
you got your external, which is your swing high, your swing low, and then you got your internal that's inside of the range, which would be your gaps and your order blocks and stuff like that,
All right.
right? But since we're on Tesla, we can keep talking about Tesla. So we got one more trading day in March, right?
Yeah.
So this is the monthly. So on last week we talked about this gap. We talked about this gap right here. Now, if we invert this gap, if we close the month anywhere below 273 on tomorrow, we going to 180. Really, we could probably go to 136.
Hey,
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
hey,
And I
So
see it's creating another gap to the downside. Like, what's the significance of that? That's giving us more confirmation.
you down, yeah. So
yeah.
look, so I'm glad you noticed that because that's my bread and butter trade. That's my bread and butter. So look, so when we sweep liquidity and we reverse and we create a gap, I love for the market to trade back into that gap that's created because it's going to be a continuation to the downside, or vice versa. If we sweep a low and we create a gap to the upside, I'm interested in taking that gap back to the upside. Because what happens is, so what the market does is this is like a manipulation tactic, right? So the market was from, let me just go from when we created this swing high right here, the market was, well, Tesla was bearish, right? Tesla was bearish. So when you see that in the market, like when traders see that, they want to join the market, but all right, I'm buying puts or I'm getting short in the market. So I'm gonna put my stop loss above the swing high because it's protected, right? So
Right.
I'm good up here. So the market Tesla continue to sell, boom. So what happens is when Tesla decides to reverse, we come in, people who still in the market with their stop losses above the high, we come take y'all out. And as soon as we take y'all out, we go right back in the direction that you was already positioned in.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it does that. If you pay attention, it does that a lot. It'll come get you. I'm coming get you out the market. I'm gonna come take your money, and then I'm gonna return back and trade in a direction that you was already positioned in. So
And
now you got to reposition yourself, and it
I,
happens to the upside too.
I'm
But
gonna
right now,
storm two things too, Mike.
what you
Go
got?
ahead.
But
Can
see, go ahead.
you draw? Because Manny was talking about this. Can you draw? Go back to that first swing high. Draw that gap. Right, that green candle.
Right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna show them two little cheat codes right quick. All right. So when you making the gap, you found out about 1, 2, 3 candle, right?
Right. Yeah.
A, B, and C.
Oh no.
Now,
Oh no.
once you create the candle that made the gap, turns into the first candle. So you got ABC on them. Now that candle at the top of that gap, that's
Mm-hmm.
week one that it didn't fill. Week two, and look what happened on week three.
It filled the gap.
Right. Now go over, Mike.
Even if it wasn't a whole candle, but just a wick touching it still counts as filling the gap.
That's filling it. That's making all the candles connect. That wick.
All
Now
right.
go to this one. ABC, 1, 2, 3.
Feel. Yep. It actually feel.
So
Yeah.
It filled on the second one.
Yep.
that's the third one. You got
One,
one,
two, three.
one.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
1, 2,
Yep.
that green one, then 3.
All right.
Yep.
So if you go back,
Oh, excuse
to
me.
a few Zooms ago when I didn't tell y'all. I told the dudes in the group because we wasn't trying to confuse y'all with everything. But by me and you talking about it, we don't want to throw too much information at y'all. Just how he wasn't talking about the swing high and everything. Just we know it's a lot. You can put some on the side and still stick to what you're trying to master. But these are just little gems that we drop in every so often. But I'll tell those guys like, all right, we on the third week. This gap should be closing. And then now that'll be your lottery to where, all right, cool, it should do this. Sometimes it won't. And on that third week, now we know, okay, it don't want to fill it. We about to go run and try to take out another swing high, another swing low, like Mike be talking about. But that'll be your lottery money grab right there. That'll be all right. This the third week. It should go. You don't have to put a big contract on it. You could do something small, like all right, because it's gonna make you money. You got to look at where it's sold from. So if you go on this monthly, so don't let me confuse you. But if you at the beginning of this month, you was like, well, this the third month. Let me go ahead and get the bottom of this gap. What was the top of that candle, Mike?
With this one?
Yeah, I called this play high.
You did.
I told him 275 by the end of the month of last month. Yeah. So
You did.
whatever the top of that red candle was, what it was, Mike, on it down. So we was telling them
394.
get in 275s at fucking 390, brother.
Yeah, that was it.
And they did it. So that's just something to pay attention to. Just put that in the back of the bag after Mike giving he already loading up the bag for you, you heard me?
Yeah, bro.
So if you write your notes, if you write your notes, you can put on the top of this page, or what you write right now is gaps, and how he explained gaps if filling on the third candle. You know what I'm saying? Like so you could start seeing the market clearer. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So because I know like when you first get to the market, you just see a bunch of candles and patterns, but you don't understand how price works, how price moves in the market. So when you start understanding gaps, I think gaps are really like the foundation of all trading to me, because it lets you know the intentions of the market. And by this being the monthly that we're looking at, this is a big time frame. So the gaps on a monthly hold a lot of weight as opposed to a gap on the 4-hour chart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but just like he was saying, the gap filled. Now we're gonna talk about inversions. Like, so when a gap is inverted, it's it's like it's closed beneath, right, or above. So just like, for instance, so since we're talking about this gap, and you brought to you noticed that we created a gap going in the opposite direction. Well, it's going to be a gap because the month not over yet. It's going to be a gap unless the market just take off and run for whatever reason tomorrow. But I don't see that happening. So with the information that we have in front of us right now, we could kind of say that this is going to be a gap because it's the month ends on tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last trading day. So I don't see Tesla running and closing above this closing near this candle to not create a gap.
No.
Stranger things have happened, but I don't see that happening tomorrow. So when we have an inversion, right? So let's put the pieces of the puzzle together. So let's go back to this gap. All right. So let me just do this. Let's go back to this gap. So this gap was created, boom, on the way to taking out the swing high, right? So in essence, this gap should mean a lot to the market because we took out this swing high. So this is the price leg that took us to the swing high. And then Tesla started reversing. And while it reversed, it created another gap. Right? So now if we invert the gap that took us to the swing high, meaning if we close beneath that gap, Now, that same gap should act as a form of resistance, and we should continue to the downside. So when you see that, even on a smaller time frame, like even on a daily, the weekly, the 1 hour, whatever, the 5 minute, it all works the same. Like once you start realizing what a liquidity is, okay, this is all right. So this was buy side liquidity. Boom. Okay. We took the buy side liquidity out. We reverse. We can create a gap here. So this gap the bottom of this gap should not be resistant. Now, you notice this gap that was being created, right? So even if we trade, even if the market, if Tesla does decide to trade into this gap, I'm still selling this gap. So I'm starting my position down here at 273. And if Tesla trade up into this gap, I'm adding more contracts here. Because overall, my price target is going to be this swing low right here, which is 138. So I hope this, like what I'm
How
saying.
much time would you put on it to get the 130?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm gonna buy at least a month's worth of time, even though you might not need that, because when the market sell, it move fast.
Yeah, I remember you've been said that the market sell off fast.
It sell off fast. So, but just to be safe, I I'll buy at least a month's worth of time. Because once it hit 138, once Tesla start getting close to 140, 160, like I'm starting, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get out this position now. Even though my price target is this swing low, because it's obvious. And I always like even on the Zoom, every Zoom that we do, I always mention like, see the niggas that be outside by themselves like this thinking that they untouchable, they're gonna get touched. It happens every time. These swing lows, that's your price target. This your external liquidity. You got this swing low, and overall you got this one too. But if Tesla come all the way down to $98, bro, hey, I don't know. Stranger things have happened. But with the information I have right now, I'm more so of feeling like this is a safe price target at 138. Being that the things work out in our favor, because like I said, tomorrow's the last trade day. I'm looking for a closure beneath this gap. Now, if we close inside of this gap, like if we close back inside of this gap on tomorrow, then it's probably gonna be some consolidation, or we could just trade into this gap and then start selling. So it's really two scenarios that could really play out. I'll be more confident if we close beneath this gap and then kind of trickle up into this gap and then sell. Because I already know this is going to be a form of resistance. So this could probably be like a little wick, a long wick, and a large red body candle to the downside.
And then you have, well, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Because once you do that, and then you're looking at that gap, it's two ways that Mike has showed us to get in there. With it'll be 50% of that one, Mike.
50%, yeah. So
50% retracement, or you can also, well, he'll do 50%, and then when we talk about time continuity, he's gonna go down to the weekly, and then he'll find either a weekly level or weekly gap, and they all gonna match up or be close to the same thing once he does his 50% on that gap. So
yeah, so
to find your entry in that gap, if we close underneath it, you'll go to the weekly and then find it, which he's probably gonna be doing.
So all right. So look, so this the gotcha about that too. So I hope I'm not giving y'all too much information, but look, so let's just say
Before he do this, I want you to understand what we're explaining is like we could just go on this chart and then leave y'all be, because this stuff it works on every chart. We speaking on candle behavior. You get what I'm saying? So the gaps that they have on different charts, if you got a stock like you don't like that Tesla moves so fast, you could go take the same principles that we giving you and go put it on another chart you like, a company that you like to follow. You get what I'm saying? It could be Amazon, it could be uh Roku, it could be whatever.
Lululemon, all that.
Lululemon, whatever. So just take this information and you could go back test it, which means you could go back how we went back and looked at this gap and seeing it did it on the third week and everything like that. Everything he telling you and I'm telling you, you can go apply that or go look at any chart that you like reading up on, any chart you own, and you'll start getting familiar with it. Like, oh, that happened on this chart too. That happened on that chart. So there's a lot. We sticking on this one stock, but this is really like a big lesson. You get what I'm saying?
One size fits all, really.
And every time frame, like you said earlier.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mike.
You got it. So look, so this is the gap. Hold up. All right, so this is the gap that took out the swing high, right? So I put the fib on it from the lower of the gap to the high of the gap right here. So this is 100%. This is the low of it. 50% of this 50% of this gap that we're going to invert on tomorrow probably is 310, right? So inside of that 310, if you look all the way over here, 310 is inside of this gap that we're going to have, right? So, you know, this like I said, this is my bread and butter trade. You got to look, you sweep liquidity, you reverse, you create a fair value gap. When you reverse, we trade back into that gap. I'm taking you to the downside. So 310, even if we close beneath this gap, on tomorrow, 310 is the best entry. It's 50% of the gap that took out the swing high, and it's also inside of the gap that we created once we reversed. So the double confirmation would be for me is closing beneath this gap, right? So we close beneath this gap, then we have the gap above us, 310. I'm taking 310 all the way to 138. The market wants to retrace 50% of this, 310. Take 310 all the way to 138. You might not even want to sit in that trade till it hits 138. You might not want to sit in that trade that long. But by the time you get out that trade, your contract's gonna be in flip a few times. So 310, best case scenario. That's the optimal entry, right? But if you want to start your position down here at 273, 274, that's fine too. But just looking at this, looking how the price is, how it's traded, looking at what we did going into the swing high reverse, we reversed with this candle. Now we have a gap, boom, boom. You gotta believe what you see. And I know, Akeem, this is new for you, and like you're really getting like Ruth's Chris version, bro. Like, because when I started, I was eating steakums. You getting a Ruth's Chris version, dog. So
and when I first looked at this in 2020, it should look like Chinese.
You see what I'm saying? So now it's like you getting a better understanding, you know, because you able to see things better. Now, how you execute these trades is solely based on you and your personality and how
Right.
you know. But like having the information, being like, all right, so this is the gap that took us to the swing high, and then we inverted that gap. So okay, so this gap should be a form of resistance, but we also have this gap above us. So it'll be cool even if we trade into this gap too. I'll take that to the downside, right? So even if you take 310 and you enter at 310 and Tesla starts selling, and you be like, man, I don't have the patience to sit in this trade to 138. You could be like, all right, well, I'm gonna get out at what's the low of this candle? 217. I get out here at 217. Like, because as this gonna be a form of liquidity, even though it's not the swing low, it's a low. It's gonna be a form of liquidity. So if Tesla opens up the next month, trades higher, boom, 310 and start selling it, be like, damn, I got it at 310. I'm getting out at 217. That's what 93. That's $93. 93 points in my favor. I mean, you can't beat that.
Pride sometimes.
So it just go both ways. It's just about, being
I
patient.
see everything. I just be wondering, like, how much time should I put on certain shit? But I guess you saying that's all depend on, my preference and what type of trade I am.
Yeah. So, but
I
it's
can
always,
tell you this, brother. I can tell you this. This is a monthly chart. You heard me?
Yeah.
So, say for instance, you wanted to do that low that Mike's talking about. What you said, 136, Mike?
yeah, it's 138. Yeah. Down
Yeah,
here.
138. Those are all monthly candles. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It does sell off quicker if you compare your red candles to your green ones. You get what I'm saying? Whatever time you plan on getting, just throw you some more time on it, and the numbers he's giving you is a possibility that you could get that contract at a good price because we skipping a lot of the fluff. You get what I'm saying? You're
Yeah.
getting a number way down there, so you might say, "Let me get 2-3 months and just be on the safe side." You get what I'm saying?
Right.
We talked about, again, we could show you how to cook it on YouTube. Now you're gonna have to go on your own instance at some point, be like, well, I'm gonna add this to it. I'm gonna spice this bitch up this way. That's too much salt for me. Let me cut
Right.
back on that. You dig? Because it's gonna be your preference. But more time ain't never hurt nobody. It costs a little bit more. And if you got in the game at 2020, you already know that, especially if you're trading options. A lot of stuff will go the week after your contract expires. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or that next month. So whatever you like, whatever your account could afford. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Your risk management. That all, we can't tell you that part. We could give you a area to look in, and then you got to go take that fine comb and say, all right, this don't work for me. That contract too high. I could get 2 of these because that's a nice price on it, and just work it like that. Go to the weekly right quick, Mike. That's the weekly right there. You hear me? Y'all could hear him?
Yeah, that's the weekly.
No, I
Nah, I
can't
can't
hear,
hear
but
him.
that's the weekly.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Now
My bad.
look,
My bad.
now look, draw your gap on the weekly, Mike.
This the
Time continuity.
gap up here. What you talking
This is
about?
what we talking about. So he already pointed you in the 310 area.
Mm-hmm.
So that
That's
310 area that's the gap. So now you'll go into that gap
good.
and pull that liquidity from there and then go lower. And then he give you that, what was that bottom of that number you said, 2 what, to get out. So now
Yeah, right there, 217.
yeah, that candle go right up there and come take out this bottom. And you
Take this
done with
out.
your trade.
Yeah. So
So for the 217, I'm getting that monthly he talked about. For the 136, I might get 3 months. You catching me?
Yeah,
That's a
giving
weekly
yourself, buying
objective.
yourself more time.
And
yeah.
that's a weekly objective versus a monthly objective of the 136. So now monthly, I get a 4 weeks for my weekly objective. For that monthly, you might want 3 to 4 months. It's 2 different numbers you're playing against. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there go your gap right there, time continuity. Right at the 310 he talking about, you got another gap that should sell off. And look, and this how I'm playing it, bro. Draw that gap right quick, Mike. I'm gonna move out the way. Like we said, it's a lot on this one stop, but it works everywhere.
What this gap up here?
Yeah. So here go the other leg too. Well, me and Mike be right, and we trade stuff different. If your gap doesn't fill on the 3rd week, When it comes in and tests that gap for the first time,
It's
you
out of
should
there.
get a reaction. Now, once I got that gap, go across to the left, Mike. That red candle. Uh, that's inside. Get right there. Go up, down, 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 down.
This one?
Right there. So I'm somewhere in that area where either where that wick at or where that body at. So it's 310 to 319. I'm looking to sell that gap because it should get a reaction. It might get it on a touch. It might get it right at the bottom. Again, that's going to be when you decide to get in. You might only get 309. You say, I was waiting for 310. All right, go get left. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I've missed a lot of trades being conservative, but I got saved on a lot of them too to where to actually hit my number. So I do like the 310. And that's just, we just gave you a microwave lesson, but it's good shit. It's
Yeah, I'm getting
that you warming up. So that go your time continuity, and that go both of us trading the same number. And whenever Mike give me a number, I go find my way of trading, and that's how I get my entry. So I like that gap. It hasn't been tested yet. That's a lot of sell pressure once he goes into that gap. And then I'm taking it to 217. I'm not looking for the 140. Give me like a monthly contract whenever when that number hits. Not the end of tomorrow's April. Is whenever that might come in the middle of April. I want 4 weeks for that to sell off. You know, I want 4 or 5 weeks from whatever day that is. It might not be next. It might not be next month. Whenever it comes up. So just wait on your entry. I'm going, brother.
So I'm gonna do one. Let me see. Let me just test the theory out. What Tesla look like on the daily?
So the gap.
That's crazy. 310, dog. 310 is where I'm just saying. That's it. That's it. I like it. You got your order block right here at 310 on the deal. Oh man. Man, bye. Bye. All right. What's the next stock we looking at?
Put this one up.
Don't
You
post
heard,
this on
Mike?
YouTube. Don't post this on YouTube, dog. You know the Fed's been watching all.
You know it's gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna open at 275.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna open at 275, close up there. Everyone like, what we doing? All right, go.
What else? I think we got to look in the video too, right? Oh, woo, woo, woo. The video look nasty, bro. They got anything coming up, earnings or anything? Help me. Help me, please.
This sucks.
Nothing.
This really does suck, bro.
Bro, so this is what
Whoa.
yeah. Come and get this, bro. What? What you want? Here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, bro.
Give me that swing that one.
Let's come and get this.
Top. I forgot what you called this one. With that wick at the
This?
bottom.
This right here?
That one to the top. The one I told you trade like a gap. Yeah, right there. Go down some more. Right? The bottom of the low wick. Not the bottom of it, but that whole wick on that low one, that green cap.
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Give me the
okay.
whole wick. Yeah. What the fuck was this shit called?
A volume imbalance.
Yeah.
Market imbalance.
Yeah,
Same.
they got volume, they got more volume.
Same thing. Bro, this was bro, you remember
117.
you remember when we talked about this? This was like 3 years ago, huh?
Yeah. I still trade it.
I know. I know that's crazy. But yeah, Ben, you still
What?
in the video?
I'm still in the video, bro.
Yeah, I'm still in.
Yeah, it's about to be some stir fry, brother.
It can still get out though. 117 is not that far. We
You
got
might be right.
tomorrow.
It's not that far. But
Get on
look, so
up
check
there.
this out. Now check this out. You see this space between these two candles?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a volume imbalance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So NVIDIA can't put a red candle in there, a red wick, green wick, green. But you see how we was respecting it?
Mm-hmm.
The wicks was doing the damage, but the bodies was telling the story. The body was like, all right, we're gonna respect this volume imbalance. It's a little bit heavier on this side, brother. We close beneath. Say, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. We close beneath this. This is the monthly tomorrow. So the bot. So all right. We close beneath 109 tomorrow. It's not. It's not gonna be sweet. Because
Ow.
we're gonna use this volume imbalance as resistance. Because just look at it, bro. Look how it traded to it 3 times and respected it.
Go to the next one, bro. Go to the next start.
So, all right. I'm just saying, bro. We close beneath 109, dog. These 90s.
Nah, he right.
I
He
don't
right.
like
I
I don't
think I
like the way
think
he
that
talking right now.
yeah,
Go
but
ahead.
that's the numbers is the numbers, you hear me? I think the number is like 108.97 or something. You hear me? If we close the month below that number, then we gonna hit $90 or somewhere close around $90.
I'm coming to get you.
And then that'll be the time to get long.
Look at it
I
though,
gotta
bro.
get another contract.
But look at it though, bro. Like look,
I see it.
I'm gonna tell you, when that bitch go down there though, when they get down there, that'll be the perfect time to buy. That's not the time to be afraid
bro. Look, yeah, 90.
and get long.
But it's only 19. That's only $20 away, bro. Really, when you think about it, it ain't that bad.
It's bad if you're in a 160.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, it could skyrocket from down there though. Get you about a year or more time and get as close to $90 as you could get with your contract, and then just forget about this one, you heard me? And check it around Christmas, maybe around Thanksgiving.
So look, so even on
Kurt,
this one, so right here, look, check this out. So this is a volume imbalance too. You see how these candles not touching?
hey, Mike. Mike,
Yo,
I'm sorry, I'm not cutting you off, but you know, draw that $90 one out. We called this one too, and they opened down there. Draw
this
that
gap.
$90 gap out so Akeem can see it. Then on that method, got your gap, Akeem,
Mm-hmm.
ABC, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Bill,
3. All right.
Bill's on the
Just
three.
talking. That's all we doing. Just having a Sunday conversation, brother.
So check this out, bro. Look, Winston, and I ain't trying to add fuel to the fire, but I just want you to see this. See this volume imbalance right here?
Uh-huh.
All right, so you see how the very next candle respected it,
Uh-huh.
and this candle closed beneath it,
Uh-huh.
and then this very next candle traded up to it, wicked higher, and then closed beneath it. It was respecting this volume imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
Same that's gonna happen up down here.
We're gonna get that lower number.
So yeah, so look, we close beneath this. Now this candle, this green candle now becomes an order block. So 115, the bottom of this candle, probably gonna be where your wick hits and sells down to $91. So from 115 to 91 on the video. But that's what it's gonna happen. You can call this a level, or however you want to call it. But this is what I see. Because what I notice about volume imbalances is the market tends to attract price, and you could almost treat it like a gap. Like once it closed beneath it, it's gonna be used as support. Once it closed above it, it's gonna be treated as support, close beneath it is gonna be treated as resistance.
Yep.
But we ain't gonna. I can't. You don't gotta focus on that, bro. We just, just focus on the gaps and stuff that we've been talking about. That's gonna clear it up for you. But this is like, this is like, good information to know, to be able to, all right, I seen this before. Let me study it, or let me watch what happens. Or you might be the type of nigga be like, all right, I'm gonna trade this. You never know. You might, you know what I'm saying? So, but just
That
be
oxtail?
mindful. Huh?
Is that oxtails? I'll have one.
Just be mindful of what you see in the market. Because even though we talking about this volume imbalance and we talked about this gap, we didn't mention this gap right here, right? So even with this gap, I'm gonna draw it out right quick.
That one's
But
small.
that's a gap to the upside is
The gap to the upside. Now check this out. We inverted it. We closed beneath it. Now we wicked above it, but look where we closed at. This candle, we closed beneath it. So in
you
turn,
talking about this red candle closed beneath that gap, so that
that's
kind
what.
of inverted it to go back to the downside.
So once you close beneath this gap, now this gap is inverted. So now the bottom of this gap should be used as resistance, which it was. We just wicked high. We just, we wicked high and we closed beneath it. So now it's resistance.
Don't move it neither.
See what I'm saying? Because sometimes the market will do that. It'll wick higher and then sell off and close beneath it.
Ultron.
See that? So it's still respecting this as an inversion. Then the very next candle sold off back down to this volume imbalance. But this candle look a little bit heavier. So
Damn.
So if we close beneath this volume imbalance, right?
That big, it's gonna consolidate at 90. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's coming down to $90. It's coming to take this low out.
If it closed down, it's gonna consolidate at 90, and then your breakout, it'll have to close back up there and get on the top side. What that is, 115, 117?
Yep.
Man.
Yep. So it's almost like it's putting a dome over it, like a shield. It's this order block. We close beneath this and beneath this volume imbalance. This is gonna be an entry to the downside. Take your 115 down to 90, get out the way.
Might need to do a put.
It's the weekly. Yeah. It ain't looking, yeah.
And look, peep game. So I believe that wick that you seen Mike talking about on the monthly, you see it went to fill. How high that one went, Mike?
What, this one?
140? No, the green one when it wicked all the way up.
This one
After
right
it
here?
closed underneath it. No. Go over to your right. The green candle. Keep going.
Talking about the last one.
Yeah, when we closed below it and then it wicked up there, it's like, man, you should have used why it went that far, whatever. When you go to your weekly, the same reason it wicked up there, the same reason he said it's gonna sell. You got a damn balance, right? And it can't put candles next to it. Time continuity. So that's why it came up there like that and sold off, just to clean up his chart. So bam, that was your entry to actually get in the sell. Because you already knew it closed underneath that imbalance. And then right after it closed underneath it, it took off and cleaned it up early so it could get back down where it really wanted to be at. Just talking.
What other stocks I think we need to look at? I don't think we in no other trades. I think Maul had bought something up Maul had bought it.
No, he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I was just saying, is this app?
Yeah, this app.
App 11.
Yeah, I was just looking at what it did on Friday. That's it wasn't nothing major. I'm locked in on Tesla, bro.
And we
I'm
could
not
get
about
that
to miss
closure.
this insane play.
A lot of people hurting on
This
now.
tricky. This tricky. Let me tell you, this tricky.
Oh,
I don't know much about this stock, but this the monthly, and this how it's trading all the way up until 2024. So I don't know. So this gap they might use this gap. They might consolidate inside this gap and use it as support to go higher.
it got to
But
get down there though, huh?
but this ain't. I don't like how this look on them from a money perspective. There's not enough information from you. Let me just say that.
It closed inside that gap. You can take your foot.
Yeah. But
Draw
yeah,
that one out for me.
the gap.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So it tested it, took that out. Go to the weekly. Close the fraud real.
Mhm. I mean, I'll be like if we trade back up here, it's probably gonna sell. It's probably
Yeah.
gonna fill this gap at least.
I wouldn't take it to the last leg. Once you get closure inside that weekly gap, because both of them, the downside to them is the same. So you get like a weekly closure up, yeah, that gap.
Yeah,
You get a weekly enclosure at 263.
you can take it
Close.
down.
Then I go down to 178. If you're looking to trade it, I don't think we charted enough to trade it, but that's just candle behavior again. I was talking about.
Yeah. Y'all want to look at futures or y'all good? That's really a question for you, Winston. I think we don't into that trade futures.
Yeah, we could go over there. We can go over there.
All right.
Let me pull up my. Y'all good on y'all stocks, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, go over there right quick, man. It's been a minute.
Just for 1 hour. All right, I'm good to the deal.
Go to the weekly.
This the weekly right here. Remember I had drew this last week?
That man come nowhere near.
That boy said, I'm
Can't
gonna
the
show
other
you.
gap.
Trading into this gap. I'm gonna move this off my chart. Got it. What you doing? All right. So this the weekly, dog. This is where we're going. That's why I'm confident, and this is it. This is where we hit it. You don't believe me? Just watch.
And I had a level drawn out, right? Go up a little bit to that little hump at the top of it.
Right here.
Go down, all the way to your left. Yeah, right there. Go up.
Right here.
Just make a level. Down some. Right, yeah, like right there.
You got a level right here.
Yeah, and that's what I was when we had got the sell off.
Mm-hmm.
That was the target I had put on this little sim tree. When me and you talk, when we talked Friday.
Yeah.
So that was the target I had. It actually closed underneath it. But I would like to see closure on that wick so I could get that market imbalance sell off.
On this wick?
Yeah.
Down here?
Yeah.
Bro, you can be in a mystery trade. You wait for that.
You think that's gonna happen in 1 week, bro?
What?
I absolutely think it could happen in 1 week.
Bro, listen. Check this out.
No, you gotta take a break from selling, bro.
You don't. It happens. No, you don't. Let's look at the monthly, bro.
Go to the money.
Let's look at the monthly. Let me take all this stuff off of here, so you can see.
See, that could hold.
What could hold? Ain't nothing to hold it. There's nothing to hold it, bro. Nothing to hold it. Ain't no picnic basket, bro. Listen. So check this out. So you could say, all right, well, this red candle right here, you could say it's an order block, right?
Mm-hmm.
So look, we traded to that candle once, twice, 3 times. All of this candle depleted, brother. Ain't no more liquidity in that candle.
Mm-hmm.
Then this candle traded straight through it,
Mm-hmm.
took the low out, and then reversed. So now, bro, it's nothing stopping
And
us.
bought it to the high. Okay.
And the price leg that takes out liquidity is gonna get taken out. This low is about to be coming for you. Now on the old contracts, it was 17,000, but on this contract, it's 18,000 and some change. That's what we're going. That's exactly what we're going.
I'm gonna So the bounce will be, I mean, we get a turnaround Tuesday. We just go and connect those candles at 2100.
On a weekly perspective,
You are on the monthly. So your monthly got,
we got one more trading day.
yeah. Wait,
So
that's
you
the
talking about
monthly?
coming all the way up here?
You don't think we going to make the candles connect?
No, indeed. You out your gut. You out your no, indeed. Nah, we ain't coming all the way up there. It's gonna be a gap. It's gonna be a gap, brother. No, well, you know what? It might not be. This what the market will probably do, and this is what I've seen before. So we probably open up April, retrace a little bit, and sell off. Boom, and then this candle end up having a long wick, and we end up trading do April and do the rest of the year higher.
Go to the yearly.
Because you got to realize that it's a lot of liquidity below this low.
Yes, it is.
Hold on, let me see. There it is.
Motherfucking bitch.
What's the number? What's the number we was looking for? 18. This the low right here? No.
Right, just to touch that candle. Yeah,
That's
your
it.
gap.
That's it right here.
A little bit more.
So that's it. No, this it. This it right here. This is it. Let me see.
Put a
Something.
line on.
I'm about to see what's
Make
the
it real. Put a line on.
let's see something. What's the high? 18.
What's the open? Open.
The open? We can go to
No,
the
no,
open.
no. I'm talking about the open. The
This
other
candle?
no, the green one. The last year. Open the last year.
13.
Last year.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that's last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
What's the open?
18,251.
No. Why is it saying that?
That's the open.
Yeah, right there. I'm talking about like right there. Yeah.
18,251. That's the open.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Put a line right there, right? So let's go down. Let's go to the weekly. It lines up.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying, y'all.
This low. So we could tap this line and we could do this and kill two birds with one stone. And still close above it and reverse and start heading back in the opposite direction.
That'll be a lot to try to take out the high this year, bro.
Well, I don't think it's gonna happen, but you know how this works, bro. Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. That's where we headed, bro. So all your trades should be. So even on look at this. Oh my God. Look at this 4 hour. It's telling. It's very telling, brother. And then everything that we talked about on Tesla and the video, all that is showing up in the NASDAQ. So going into the week, I'm gonna go to the daily right quick. Oh, going into the week, bro. Yeah, it's probably gonna be the price target next week. This low. We might retrace a little bit, then we probably continue selling. I would like a closure, a lower closure, just like we talked about on Tesla, closing below that 271, 272 area, and then retracing and then selling again. Because we have another volume balance up here on the daily. See that? that we created on this was Friday, so this is Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday. That's a volume imbalance right there. So that
That
could
be gonna try to. It look like that RSI gonna go back to 30.
so this could attract price back down to the downside.
Mhm.
We didn't take this low out, which is kind of surprising. But that's cool. Got close to it, reversed. So yeah. Yeah, bro. That's it. That's it. That's what you're
That's
looking for right here. This it right here. So now once we take that low out, the market probably gonna reverse. And when it reverses, it's gonna take off. It's gonna
the
take off.
question is gonna do it right.
It's gonna
Get you a
take off.
nice little run. Hopefully, don't make no gaps, so you can get just a solid run up. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think Supreme, you still be on ES, brother?
You know it.
Go to ES for the man.
Oh, he ain't gotta do that. We good.
All right, all right, all right.
Yep.
I'm good.
Yeah, man, we good.
All right.
I'm good.
Put a Y in the chat if you learned something today. All right, I'm done. I'm just playing. But yeah, bro. So we got the numbers on Tesla, right?
Yeah, we gotta.
The numbers on Tesla,
I'm gonna
Nvidia.
put this one up quick too. I'm
All
on
right.
computer, everything good.
All
Rewind,
right.
that's mortifying.
Appreciate y'all, bro.
For sure.
Problem. Press rewind is mortifying.
All right, fellas. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Sunday, man. Y'all have a blessed day, man.
All right.